Hello, Jacob here. Just thought I'd quick come on and respond to MacMain70's challenge video, which is name the 3 teams you cannot stand, or basically hate the most. Now, a lot of people would, for me, think, oh, the rest of the NFC North. While you are partially correct, you're mostly wrong. Just because, for me, yeah, sure, outside of, hate week, like the weeks we play them, really don't care. Obviously I'll keep, watching and seeing where they're at in the division because, as any good NFL fan would know, you gotta keep up on the division. Because you never know. Week 10 or week 15, when you get down there towards the end and you have like 1 or 2 divisional games left, if it comes down between you and, let's say the team that you're playing in week 16 for the division, it's kind of nice to know what you're in for. And plus, also, quick shout out to 313 Hit Man, a Detroit sports fan who just subbed me up last night. Again, thanks for that. And also, good luck to your Lions, even though, NFC North rivalry, but really don't hate them either. So. And then also, shout out to Mr.SportsFreak56, who was probably my biggest inspiration in coming onto YouTube and doing sports videos, Minnesota Vikings videos. So, yeah, again, he's not really a TTC member, but he's still very passionate about his teams. He still gives credit where credit is due, and he's still, is actually well recognized by some of the TTC members, including some of the big dogs in the TTC as well. So, again, shout outs to you guys. Now, on to the 3 teams I can't stand. Well, as I said before, the NFC North, there's really 1, maybe 2 teams that I can't stand, but 1 for sure. And this should come as no surprise, but my most hated team is the Green Bay Packers. Reason being is there's a lot of Packers fans in the area that I live, as well as a lot of Vikings fans, and a lot of Broncos fans too. And also a lot of Kansas City fans, so we kind of have a little melting pot, but for the most part it's either Vikings or Packers, so obviously, walking down the street and seeing that Green Bay green and gold just makes me want to punch a tree some days, and, rightfully so, especially after a tough loss to them, and, they always love to flaunt it in your face. But I can also say that about some Vikings fans, which, I'm sorry, but I'm all for a great victory too, but that's just why I wear the gear the next day if we win, because I don't have to say a dang word. It's just some people out there for any fan base really just rub you the wrong way. And that's probably the biggest reason why I don't like the Packers, just because, again, you always have those idiots in the fan base that just make you want to, run them off a cliff. And also it doesn't, help that in the 90s for the Vikings, it pretty much, back in the days of the NFC Central, came down to either the Vikings or the Packers for the top of the division. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers snuck in there a couple times. The Bears were up there rarely. The Bears in the 90s, they had some good pieces. They had some good foundation work, but there really wasn't a whole lot there. And then also with the Lions, they had Barry Sanders, but really they didn't really have the great quarterback that, everyone needs basically in order to survive. But yeah, it usually came down to the Vikings and the Packers, and we would get them some years and they'd get us some years. So granted, it's been a lot more one-sided recently in the favor of the hated Packers, but we're starting to get back up there, so look out. In the next couple years here, there may be a shifting of the guard in the NFC North, but we'll wait and see what happens there. So that's my biggest hate with the Packers. Now, my second least favorite team, really the only reason why I hate this team is from the 09 championship game. You guessed it, the New Orleans Saints are probably my second least favorite team, just because really outside of the Packers, I really don't hate a whole lot of teams, but the 2009 NFC Championship game still rubs me the wrong way to this day. Seeing that we were this close You know, granted there was a whole lot more that was going on there too. You know, there's Peterson. If he wouldn't have fumbled, I mean, if we would have maybe caught some more balls, if we actually would have had the calls go the way they were supposed to when the refs saw that hitting going on. But I don't know. To each their own. But that's really my second least favorite team, and my third least favorite team. Again, probably would have to, keeping it in the NFC North, would probably have to be the Bears. Just because, again, the Bears, Packers, and Vikings, they're all kind of that, like, the three teams that are kind of usually duking it out. Plus, also for me, it's a location thing, too, with the Bears. Just because Chicago is about 8 or 9 hours east of here. Green Bay is probably about the same distance, and Minnesota, the Vikings, are about 3.5 hours away. So, I mean, location-wise, we're all right about there. It's mainly the Lions who are kind of the furthest out there. And also, when I used to live in eastern Iowa, that's pretty much all we could get were Bears games. And being a family of pretty much mostly Vikings fans, since I pretty much could remember, it was pretty much Bears and Packers in that order for TV rights, which is kind of, I mean, I get it also because Chicago, Green Bay, not really all that far away from each other. So it's more of a location thing why I hate the Bears. So, well, just, that's my opinions on the three teams that I hate the most. And again, it's really only 1/2 teams that I hate just because, NFC North rivalry. And also one of them that basically couldn't keep the hitting to a legal standpoint. Then again, what's done is done. So looking ahead here, I'm really excited for what this season has to bring. And again, shout out to MacMain70 for his challenge video. And this is Jacob, and have a good day.